Thank you, Ben. That was just an amazing session. I loved all those tips. I was furiously putting down all of those different website resources that you put forward there. That was great. Very generous, Ben. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
can everyone just say thanks to Ben in the chat so that he knows that his Saturday was well spent sharing? So for everyone on the chat, congratulations on dedicating some time to work on your business, not in your business. You know, a lot of people don't get it. They don't get why someone would spend some time on a Saturday thinking big picture and strategically looking at opportunities. I totally get it, right? That's where the breakthroughs happen. So congratulations on that. Let me give you a quick background. My background is as an entrepreneur. I've built several businesses. I've built businesses into the tens of millions. I've sold businesses for, reasonably big businesses. And I've written some books on entrepreneurship as well. So I've written the 4 books on the entrepreneur journey, Accelerate Your Entrepreneur Journey series for getting through entrepreneurship. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is actually going to be about a bit behind the scenes as to how we generate leads and how we make sales. I'm going to show you basically a strategy around scorecards or quizzes. And some of you will use this to grow your existing business. Some of you will use this as a minimum viable product to test a business idea. Some of you are going to use this to actually build scorecards on behalf of other people's businesses. So you'll actually be able to do this as a service if you want to, but we'll get through and I'll tell you my story first, and then we'll actually start building some scorecards so that you know how to do it. At the end of my presentation, what I am going to be doing is just giving you a 30-day trial to the software that builds this. There's nothing to buy. There's no purchase. You won't need to dip into your wallet in any way. So if you like what I'm talking about, you'll just spend some time in the next 30 days seeing if it works for you, testing it. It won't cost you anything to test this. So there's really just no downside, no risk, and a lot of upside in what I'm saying. Okay, so let me tell you about the $1 Million Lead Magnet. I launched it in 2015. It's hardly changed since launch in 2016, 15, 16. I created it in 15, launched it in 16. It's continued to grow our lead and our database every single year. It's simple, but hardly any businesses are doing this. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to set up a good version of one of these, and then it's insanely cheap to run. Every single year, it's generated millions of dollars, millions of pounds for our business, and I'll show you how we've done that. Okay, so what we'll do today is what is scorecard marketing and why should you care? Then we'll create a powerful scorecard concept. We'll create some engaging categories and questions. We'll talk about delivering insights straight away to prove your credibility, how to follow up with prospects and make sales, how to promote your scorecard and get leads flowing. So that's all coming in the next 30 to 60 minutes. So in the early parts of my business, what we did is we actually ran large events. So we ran these big events. They're typically 500 people per event, and we ran them almost every month somewhere in the world. So this one was in Sydney. This one was in Florida. This one I think was in Brisbane. I think this one might have been in Singapore. So we were just running these events all over the world. And it was a great way to build business. It was a very expensive way to build business. A typical event costs about £30,000 to put on. And it was great for building the business, but it was also very tiring, and it was also very expensive. And one of the strategies for filling those events was releasing this copy of this book. So this book came out in 2010, sold lots of copies, and that was one of the keys to filling the events. It was a great strategy, and it got me on a lot of people's radar, which was fabulous. Now, in the book, we cover something called the 5 Ps, which is the 5 Ps of influence: pitching, publishing, products, profile, and partnership. Now, in 2015, I had to rewrite the book. I had to kind of do some updates and some edits and do what's called a revised edition. And it got me thinking when I was going through the book, and I had an epiphany, and I realized that we had dozens of ways to tell people about our business, but hardly any ways for people to tell us about themselves. So what I realized is I didn't really know much about my readers who are reading the book. I also didn't know much about the people turning up to our events. When I'm standing on stage talking to someone in an audience, I look out into the audience, I can't really see whether someone is a startup or whether they've got 100 employees or whether they've just raised 10 million in funding. So, all of that was very difficult to understand in terms of who I'm talking to. So the way that I solved this was on page 55 of the book. We basically had a situation where I thought, you know what, let's create a way for people to tell us a bit about themselves. So I put in this little paragraph here, the key person of influence quiz, and it says here, what gets measured gets improved. We've devised a measurement tool so you can focus on areas that need the most improvement. Before you read on, take the key person of influence scorecard. This set of questions is designed to score you on the 5 areas of influence described in the book. It gives you a customized report based on your answers. The results of the scorecard will give you a starting point and show you where you are strong and where you need to focus your attention. So that was the first time we launched the key person of influence scorecard. When people type in that URL, it takes them over to this website. It says, discover your influence score, increase your ability to influence. People then put in their name and their details and where they are. So that straight away gave me some information about who's there. And then they would answer 40 questions. And it's simple questions, yes or no questions. In fact, I started out calling this a yes-no test. Can you clearly articulate your business vision? That's one of the questions. Have you written a blog or article? If someone Googled your name, would they find links on page 1? Right? So all of these questions, yes or no, and then you click submit, and then it gives you a nice little report, and it scores you on the categories that we talk about, the 5 Ps. And it sends you a PDF document as well. So it says, would you like to get the PDF? And the PDF goes to your email address. When you scroll down, it says, why don't you talk to our team and talk to us about how we can help you to improve your score. So it then brings up a Calendly link, and people can book in a 45-minute call with our team to discuss how they could potentially improve their score. Now, let me show you some results of how this actually worked out for us. So in the UK, from 2016 to 2021, we had an average of 113 leads per week, 26 people booking appointments, 16 people attending a presentation, 4.7 sales per week at a total of 19,100 per week. So in US dollars, it's 27,500 US dollars per week. And that is every single week, including Christmas and holidays and everything, every single week between 2016 and 2021, it's just £20,000 per week coming in through that strategy. In Australia, we launched it in 2017, and it generated 30 leads, 12 appointments, 4 presentations, and 2 sales, totaling 21,000 Australian dollars per week, every single week. And that, we replicated that in the UK, in the USA, in Canada, in Singapore. So basically, everywhere we launched the scorecard, it started generating about $20,000 a week in new business. This is about $1 million per year everywhere that we launched it. So that was really a great strategy. Now, on the back end, when we get a lead come in, we can actually see on the back end how they scored. So we can see their overall score, how they did for pitching, publishing, right? So we can actually see this. We can also hit the button that says answers, and we can see how people answered the individual questions. Now, if ever you've worked in sales, you know that the first 20 minutes of a phone call is basically trying to figure out who you're talking to and build some rapport and try and find out what they might be struggling with or what they might be interested in doing. And what you find out there is that, it takes 15, 20 minutes just to get to the point where you kind of figure out who the person is you're talking to. When we call people up and talk to them after they've taken a scorecard, it's the opposite. We can talk to them straight away. So a typical sales conversation goes something like this. It might go, hi, Bob, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for taking the scorecard yesterday. Just following up with that, I noticed that you scored really well for product creation, but not so well on pitching. Essentially, that means you've got a great product, but most people are not identifying the value of the product quickly. Would it be okay if we talk that through, and if I could give you some tips on how to improve your pitch and how we could perhaps support you to launch your products in more places and develop and grow your business? And then I might say, out of curiosity, I looked at your questions and I noticed that you do not give talks, trainings, or presentations or speeches. Can I just start by asking why you never give a talks, trainings, presentations, or speeches? What's the story there? So straight away, we're having a very meaningful conversation within the first couple of minutes, and people are, people are straight away, asking meaningful questions, and the relationship's building very rapidly. So this strategy worked so well for us that our clients started saying, "You build me a scorecard too. I would love to have a scorecard." We built about 20 scorecards for our clients. We built a DJing scorecard for people who want to become DJs, and a fitness one, and life coaching, and a corporate one for people who do learning and development, health checks, all of that sort of stuff. We started building them, and people love them. In fact, we charged people about £8,000 to £12,000 to build these, and every single person said it was the best decision they'd made for about 8 to 12 grand. We ourselves, we built 3 of them for our business, for Dent. So we built the 24 asset scorecard, we built the oversubscribed scorecard, and they just became great lead generation tools. Each one cost us 8 to 12,000, and we were very happy with that. But when people started asking for these, we realized that there was a real need for people to be able to do it very cheaply. So we created a new business called ScoreApp. And ScoreApp was born, and today over 1,200 people now have scorecards, and it costs them next to nothing to do this. So we've made it pretty much as near to free as we possibly can. So ScoreApp is actually a ready-made marketing funnel around quizzes and scorecards. It's designed by marketing experts, and it can start generating qualified leads for companies in under 2 hours from launch. Okay, I see a few people have got their questions, their hands up. I actually can't see who's got their hands up on my view, but if you want to put questions into the chat, that's totally fine as well. And Sam, I really appreciate you saying that it's helping, because that gives me some good feedback that it's of interest. What is scorecard marketing? People fill in the scorecards to see if they're on track or off track with a goal that they have. It could be any goal that they have. It could be fitness related. It could be relationships, parenting, owning a pet, anything really. They typically answer between 10 to 50 questions to see how they're doing. And then they get a report, a customized report. It's beautifully designed, and people love taking them. In fact, it's the same types of people who listen to podcasts, read books, read blogs or articles. It's those exact same people who are taking scorecards. So there's really, if you think, oh, who takes a scorecard? It's CEOs, it's executives, it's parents, it's students, right? Everyone's loving scorecards. Any person who would listen to a podcast would also take a scorecard. The people who are creating it behind the scenes, there's myself, there's Stephen Oddie, who's an amazing technologist, and there's Jake Mason, who led the activation strategy for Netflix in Europe. And the 3 of us combine our ideas into basically a ready-made marketing funnel. People are saying that it's generating them their best 100 leads they've ever had in the first month. We regularly get people say, I've never had 100 leads come in so quickly of such high quality. So that's what we're looking for there. Actually, I'm curious, in the chat, if I gave you 100 leads right now, warm qualified leads for your existing business or your existing opportunity that you're working on, what would 100 leads be worth to you? So would it be worth 0 to 1,000? Would it be worth 1 to 5,000? Would it be worth 5 to 10,000 or 10,000 plus? Let me know in the chat, what would 100 warm qualified leads, what would you expect to be able to make if I gave you 100 warm qualified leads? Alan says 10 grand, Chris says 20 grand, 10 grand for Alex, 10 grand for Tassos. So you're very much like my Twitter followers. I asked my Twitter followers the same question. 78% of my Twitter followers said that they would make $10,000 or more if they had 100 warm qualified leads. So if you want to know the value of a scorecard, that's the value of a scorecard. For 78% of people, it's going to be over $10,000 if they every single time they generate 100 warm qualified leads. So we now have Inc. 5000 companies doing it. We've got FTSE 100 companies doing it. We've got business coaches. We've got celebrities. We've got some amazing top people doing it. Jay Shetty has just been running a scorecard campaign with us. We've just had Lewis Howe's team setting up a scorecard. We've got lots of coaches. We've got lots of speakers and authors all working together on scorecards. As a little bit of a trivia, and I'm sure there's some marketing geeks on this call. If you look at the last US presidential election, Joe Biden versus Trump, the number one call to action that they had on their Facebook ads was take the scorecard, take the quiz, answer the survey. They really, really, really wanted people to take scorecards. They wanted people to answer the surveys. They wanted that data. They wanted to get all that data into their machine so that they could retarget based upon that data. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to give you just a little bit of marketing 101. And I know that you guys know this, but I just want to just cover some relevant ideas. So marketing 101, people can only pay for value that they can recognize. If you're trying to sell a 5-bedroom house, but you're only showing 2 bedrooms, then people are going to value it as a 2-bedroom house. Now, most businesses are doing that metaphorically. They're only showing a very small percentage of what they actually do. They're not good at communicating the full value of what they're able to achieve with a client. And they certainly suffer from a problem where the client doesn't even acknowledge the pain that they're in. The client doesn't even acknowledge how bad things are. The client doesn't perceive that there's a big gap between where they are and where they want to be. And therefore, it's hard to have a sales conversation. Essentially, people buy things because they want to move from point A to point B. That's why they're buying something. So if I'm buying fitness training, it's because I feel I'm a bit unfit and I need to get fit, right? I have a point A and a point B in mind. If I'm buying a piece of technology, it's because I have point A and point B in my mind, and there's a gap between the two. So essentially, all sales are made because people perceive that there's a point A and a point B, and they want to close the gap in between. And it's actually the tension between the 2 points that creates the desire. Now, what a scorecard is doing is it's quantifying and highlighting that tension, right? The more people feel that tension and can qualify and quantify where their starting point is, and they can also quantify and qualify what completing that would look like, then the more they have heightened levels of desire. So what are we doing with the scorecard? We're creating that desire. We're actually heightening that by giving people numbers and giving people data about what their starting point is, and then showcasing this is what it would look like if you were to fix these problems and quantify and qualify that. So this is why scorecards create such desire. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to do a workshop with you. You'll need a pen and paper. I'm going to get into the workshop. We're going to go through creating a scorecard concept, and then we'll talk about the categories. We'll talk about how to come up with questions and how to launch and get leads flowing through this scorecard. So this is the workshop part of this. I really want you to have a pen and paper. Can you just let me know in the chat? Are you ready to do some workshopping? Just put ready or yes, so that I know that you've got a pen and paper and all of that sort of stuff. And there's a few questions come in. Most of them are all going to be answered when we go through here. Okay, great. So I'm seeing that we're ready to go. Okay, the first thing we have to do is create a powerful scorecard concept. We have to create a concept that people want to take, right? So they have to take the scorecard. So let me give you the first tip. Any desire that your customer has is a scorecard. So think about that carrot. What is it that people want? If you were to imagine your perfect customer and they say, I really, really want blank, or I really, really wish I could become blank. I wish I would be more blank. And whatever that blank is, we can turn that into a scorecard. So if people say, I wish I had more influence, we could say influence scorecard. Or if they said, I wish I had a more recognized brand, we could have the recognized brand scorecard. Or I wish I could lose weight, we can have a weight loss scorecard. So anything that people desire, that they wish they had, if they could emotionally say, I want to achieve this result, I wish I could get to this point, I wish I could stop this from happening, right? Any of those we can say that's the desire, so therefore we can build a scorecard around it. So any desire, we build a scorecard around the desire. Key person of influence scorecard, sustainable weight loss scorecard, high-performing team scorecard. Even the professional DJ scorecard that was so successful, it's just simply because thousands of people, many thousands, tens of thousands of people actually secretly wish they could become a professional DJ. And what we discovered when we launched this is that there was just tens of thousands of people who wanted to see whether they could potentially become a professional DJ. Good parenting scorecard. People want to be a better parent. Having a magnetic brand scorecard. People want to have a brand that attracts people. the high performing team scorecard. So companies want to get their team performing. So any of those are great because they tap into a desire that people have. So that's number one. Here's what I want you to do in the chat. Give me a scorecard concept that is based upon a desire that your customers might have. So just literally just type in anything that is the desire with the word scorecard after it. And let's see if we've got some concepts that you can put in there. Let's see. Great sex life scorecard. Dimitri, home run straight off the bat. The property investor scorecard. You could call it the successful property investor scorecard. High income investments, losing weight on dialysis scorecard. Successful video marketing scorecard. Top Google ranking scorecard, yes. Financial freedom scorecard, yes, because that's what I want. Productive habits scorecard. Fast running racehorses could be a scorecard, or best racehorse training scorecard. Mindset scorecard, we want to have positive mindset, or we want to have successful mindset, or we want to have improved mindset, all of that. Great sporting team, perhaps, how to be a successful eBay seller scorecard, flexibility scorecard, all of those would be good scorecards. Okay, let me give you another concept. The next one is called the existing content scorecard. Now, this is where you've got an existing piece of content. It's already performing. Maybe you've got a blog that you already write, and you're just going to leverage that into a scorecard. So for me personally, I had this book called 24 Assets. So I created the 24 Asset Scorecard. One of our clients is a guy called Mark LaRouste. He's got a podcast called The Unconventionalist, about 100,000 downloads. So he just created the Unconventionalist Scorecard. I tell you what, if I was, I'll tell you what I would do if I was a bit cheeky. I would probably create the How to Win Friends and Influence People scorecard. Jay Shetty did the Think Like a Monk scorecard. If I was John Gray, I would do the Mars and Venus scorecard. I think there are some books that are out of copyright, like The Richest Man in Babylon, or Science of Getting Rich. So like you could do the Science of Getting Rich scorecard because it's out of copyright. So like there's all these scorecards that someone could do if they were smart, and it's just leveraging an existing piece of content. What's the other one that's out of copyright recently? I think it's Think and Grow Rich is actually out of copyright. You could create a Think and Grow Rich podcast. You'd have to look into that, or Think and Grow Rich scorecard. But basically, any existing piece of content, you can create a scorecard around it. Now, Mark LaRouste, he said, simply put, ScoreApp is a game changer. It became the #1 lead generation strategy we had in the first 10 days of it going live. Okay, next scorecard concept is called the pain avoidance scorecard. So any pain that someone wants to avoid, that is also a great concept for a scorecard. So if you said burnout prevention scorecard, fitness injury prevention scorecard, divorce prevention scorecard, cybersecurity risk avoidance scorecard, avoiding stress scorecard. So if you use the word prevent or avoid, that will also be a really good scorecard concept. And then anything, the final one, one that I really think is amazing is also the Are You Ready to Blank Take the Scorecard. So this is like, are you ready to run a marathon? Are you ready to franchise your business? Are you ready to ask for a promotion? Are you ready to quit smoking? So these are all ones where people are thinking of making a new decision and they're not sure whether they should go for it or not. So these are great scorecard concepts as well. So if you want to, just put into the chat, and are you ready to blank take the scorecard? Show me that you've got that one, and it'll allow me to see that you've got that opportunity down as well. Are you ready to date a beauty queen? You've got some funny ones there, Dimitri. Are you ready to find true love? Could be one. Are you ready to scale your business? Right. Are you ready to get rich? Are you ready to get fit? Are you ready to have passive investments? Right. Are you ready to optimize your office? So we've got some good ones in there. Okay, so that's the first thing. we've basically created a concept, and now we're going to go and deepen that concept. So the concept is what gets people to take the scorecard. Then what we have to do is we need to understand what are the key ingredients for achieving the result. What are the key ingredients people need to work towards and have in place? So some examples. When you say, I want to have good health, we could come up with some key ingredients like diet, exercise, sleep, hydration. Those are going to be our categories that we're going to score. When someone wants to run a smooth business, we know that they're going to need sales, administration, operations, and vision. If someone wants to have a happy dog, we might have to have walks, toys, food, and training. If someone wants to have a memorable brand, we might want to have philosophy and identity. If someone wants to become a successful musician, they have to have good production value, good performance, and good payment. They're getting paid. If someone wants to be a successful parent, maybe it's about the right education, experiences, social life, and safety. So what are the key ingredients that get the result? So that's something I want you to think about there. And just come up with like 2 or 3 key ingredients that get you the result. So for example, there's a dating scorecard. What are the key ingredients for successful dating? It could be maybe having great dating profile. It could be showing up confidently and having confidence. It could be dressing the part, looking good. So all of those things could go into the dating scorecard. Creating a winning team could be about training and developing the team. Could be about recruiting the right people in the first place. So maybe there's recruitment, training, and promoting could be the 3 key ingredients for creating a winning team. Losing weight could be diet, exercise, and vision for the future, right? Or diet, exercise, and mindset could be the 3 key ingredients. Another way of thinking about this, by the way, just a different way of thinking about it, is the hurdles to success. So what are the hurdles that get in the way? So if I was to say, what's the hurdles for weight loss? Well, it's eating right, doing intense workouts, and recovering, right? It might be the hurdles. Or mindset could be another hurdle. A SaaS business, lead generation, conversion, and customer success could be the big hurdles. Confidence, self-talk, self-image, recognition, startup success, concept, audience, offer, sales, right? So these are like the big hurdles to success. So have a think about that. Now, what we end up doing is we end up putting this into the software. I'm going to show you the software in a minute. We're actually going to set up a scorecard. The website is ScoreApp. Don't go and set up while I'm talking, because I'm going to give you a link that no one else has. And that link will give you a free 30-day trial so that you can actually get 30 days for free. And I'm going to actually set it up so that you can access something like $3,000 worth of prizes if you hit 30 leads in 30 days. So don't set up an account just yet, because I want you to be able to have access to all this cool stuff that we've got. For now, just think about your concept. Okay, once you've got the concept and you've got the categories, you then have to think about the questions. So for each category, you've got to come up with a few things. And the way to think about questions is it's almost like just checking to see what's on people's checklist. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? It's like if you were to just run through a checklist. So for example, if I was to think about someone's fitness, I might say, did you go to the gym this week? Right? That could be on the checklist. Do you measure your calorie intake? Could be on the checklist. Do you have a vision for what you want your body to look like? Could be on the checklist. Right? So it's all these little checklist items that you want to have, and you want to just ask a quick question around those checklist items. So for example, I've got the good health scorecard. One category is sleep. Here's a few questions. Do you get more than 7 hours sleep per night? Does your sleep get disturbed? Do you wake up feeling tired? Do you sleep in a room that's cool, quiet, and dark? Good health scorecard. The next category is exercise. Do you work out in a gym at least 3 times a week? Are you able to do 20 push-ups? Did you get at least 20 minutes exercise each day this week? Do you feel unfit and out of breath when you're out and about? Diet, right? So do you track your calories? Do you plan your meals? Are you a bit embarrassed by some of the foods that you snack on? Are you restricting your diet in some way currently? Right? So those are all just the questions. Now, when we set this up as a scorecard, it's just going to present those questions one at a time, and people are just going to answer quickly, and then they're going to get their report. Remember this, if you tried to tell people this stuff, it would create resistance. But by asking them the questions and they get the opportunity to answer, there's no resistance when you talk to people or when you offer them a product, because they were the one who answered the questions. You know, if you said to someone, you're not exercising enough, they'd say, well, get out of my face. But if you said, do you exercise enough? And they say no, they're going to say, well, I need to do that, right? I need to close that gap. So it's a really great tool for that. So I'll talk you through the software, but it's really super easy to do. We're going to put it into the software in a minute. We'll create a scorecard like that. Best types of questions, they're simple to answer without people having to check. They don't have to go away and like look into something. I love the questions that are just answered with yes or no. I used to call these yes or no tests for a reason, because those are the best questions. Relates to simple facts that people don't have to check. The worst types of questions are ones that are obviously pushy towards a sale, too complex to offer off the top of people's head, or questions that can't be answered in a word. So open questions are no good. Okay, so how many questions do you need? So here's how we look at it. If you're dealing with cold prospects, someone who's spent less than 20 or 30 minutes getting to know your brand, I would say have 1 or 2 categories and 8 to 15 questions. That's all you need. And I'll show you an example in a minute. If you're dealing with warm prospects, they've read a book, they've read a blog, they've listened to a podcast, they've been following you on social media for a bit of time, you want to kind of go for 3 to 7 categories with 20 to 50 questions. And if they're a client and you want to do more work with them, or you want to prove to them how well you helped them, you want to kind of give an amazing starting point before you start working with them, then you can go all out. You can have 5 to 10 categories with 50 to 100 questions. And people will, you know, if they've just paid you money to sign up, they'll answer 100 questions because they know it's part of the process in order to get a result. So that's how we think about it: cold, warm, or hot, cold, warm, or client. So cold prospects, warm prospects, and clients. Keep it really simple for cold prospects, a little bit more for warm prospects, and then you go all out if you want to use this with existing clients. Okay, so delivering insights straight away. We can actually, in the software, we can deliver insights based on how people score. So we can, if they score low, medium, or high, we can give them different content. So if someone scores low, we can say, unfortunately, you need to work on this. Or if they score high, we can say, congratulations, you're doing really well. You're strong in this area. It's important to keep up the good work. So we can actually do what's called dynamic content. Dynamic content gives people different ideas based upon how they scored. Now, remember this: when people fill in the scorecard, they're going to get a report. And they're going to have the opportunity to access more information. But the perfect, from a sales point of view, the perfect result is that they score, most people, we want them to score between 2 and 6 out of 10, right? We want people to get enough that they know that they've got some foundations done, but they've got plenty of work to do. So the perfect score is about a 4. If someone scores about a 4 on something, they tend to want to work on it. They know they've got some strategy in place, but they want to improve and they want to close that gap. So I've found that we don't want people scoring 10 out of 10, or else they'll say, fabulous, I'm already doing everything. We want people to score about a 4, or maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10. 3, 4, 5 out of 10 is great. That's where people want to go and do some work. So if you get this score, for example, of 39%, I need to work on my pitch. I need to work on publishing. Products could improve. Profile could improve. Partnership could improve. And essentially, when our sales team talk to someone who scored that, we actually say, hey, congratulations, you've gotten this far, and there's still plenty of work that you can do. So you can, you can really improve your business from here. So following up with prospects, I'm going to leave till the end, but for now, let's actually go in and build a scorecard. So let me just check here. I am going to bring up my scorecard screen. Feel free to put any questions in there or any comments. I'm looking at the chat now, so if you want to put in any questions or comments, that would be great. Okay, so here's the scorecard. You can see that we've had 75,000 people take our scorecard. That's ours. Let me show you a new one that I've just been building. So I've just been building this fun little one. This is the portal. So when I log into my portal, these are all the scorecards that I'm building at the moment. You can see these ones are ones that I'm kind of working on. Just every time I have an idea, I just kind of turn it into a scorecard. So I've got my key person of influence scorecard. I've got a startup success one, lifestyle and performance. So I've been working on this lifestyle or performance one, and I just launched it a few days ago. I literally did one tweet and one Facebook post, and straight away 33 people filled it in. The following day, another 14 people filled it in. All I've done is just that one post that one time. So I did a tweet and I did a little post on Facebook. So I'm currently now, just off the back of that, getting 3 leads, 1 lead, 2 leads, 4 leads, and today 1 lead. Let me show you it, right? This took 20 minutes to set up. So all I did is I said, okay, we're going to have some lifestyle and performance questions. I put all of these questions in here and just came up with some questions. Are you good at, let's have a look at some of the questions I did. Are you good at recruiting people to work with you on your ideas? If you say yes, you get 1 point for performance. If you say no, 2 points for lifestyle. So I'm just doing this. This one's a little bit of a tricky one. It's not the most simple one. I've done some advanced stuff here. I've said here, my perfect business would provide income or have a big impact. And I've kind of got those in there. I've said failure is missing out the big picture of life or not achieving full potential. And it's got, it scores people on the different ones there. Which goal are you most driven by? Right? It says work-life balance or excellence, lifestyle or performance. So basically I've created these questions. And the way I've done this one is that based on how they answer, we only give them one answer, which is called lifestyle or performance. So based on how you answered, you're a performance entrepreneur. What next? Schedule a time to talk to our team. Have a read of this, watch this video, right? So people watch the video and then they book time to call the team. We've already booked about 4 or 5 sales appointments off the back of this. And it's pretty simple. We've got a results email that says, hi Daniel, thank you for completing the scorecard. Here's the report. In the report, we mapped out predictable steps. We've written an article about this on Forbes. Having a chat with our team can help you to better understand. We were established, boom, boom, boom. So click the button and away you go. So that email goes straight out to people. Yeah, it's been great. So let's have a look at the leads that have come in. So this is a friend of mine, Jason Greystone. He just went and took it. The system automatically found his photo online. So it actually did an image search. It found that that's a predictable Jason Greystone image. So it just went and found that for me automatically. It looks at how he answered the questions. I can see he would rather read the book Good to Great. I can see that he's driven by freedom and flexibility. I can see that he wants to build a team of 4 to 12 people, right? So all of that, that's great. So it's pretty easy for me to call him up. I know where he's come from. I can have a chat with him and tee that up. I can also start seeing some insights about how people are scoring. I can see which questions people abandon, which ones they take too long to answer. I can see the typical answers that people are giving to my scorecards. So I can see that of the people who took my scorecard, 17% want to have a very small business that is just suppliers and contractors. 30% want to have a dynamic group of 40 people, and 54% of people like the idea of having 4 to 12 people on their team, right? So I can see how people rate their perfect business. I can see 42% don't want to miss out on their full potential. So it starts to tell me a bit about the people who are taking this. Now, the cool thing about the software is the setting this up is so simple, because basically I go to the branding, I basically go watch the video, right? So if I want to say logo and branding, how do I do that? So I watch the video, it's 1 minute video. I then hit the button that takes me over to the settings, and then I just go and do that. Then I say, okay, I want to add questions and categories. Here's the video about key ingredients. Here's the video about how to do it. I just go to the button and it brings me straight into there. So very simple to do. Then I go, okay, I want to customize my results. Then I want to configure the leads. Then I want to create my landing pages. Then I want to publish and share it, right? So all of that's all there. Once I've done it, I just tick the box, gives me a progress bar. So super simple to create these. Let me just quickly show you how easy it is to start creating a scorecard. I just hit this button called Create Scorecard. I give it a name. So I might call it the, let's call it the dating scorecard, right? Dating success, not that I know anything about that. I'm a happily married man, but I'll put dating success because Dimitri gave me that one. And I'll start this one here. I'll put a logo in there. So I'll just go and put the Dent logo, Dating Success Scorecard. Now, import example questions. I'm just going to go and start by importing these relationship related questions. So it's going to just straight away populate it with communication questions, experiences, romance, future questions. Do we have a future together? Uncategorized questions. Let's say I don't agree with a bunch of these. I just get rid of a bunch. So I'll just say, do you feel understood by your partner? I'll get rid of that, right? So I could start that way. If I want, I could just completely start a different way, and I could just create these questions myself. So let's say I want to come up with my own questions and categories. I'm going to get rid of all of those categories. So I'll just delete all of that, delete category, delete category, delete category, delete category. So I'll just have my own one. I'll just add my own category and I'll call it feeling confident. And I'll make a little icon. I'll go to the free images and I'll do confident. So there we go. That's a good little one there. So there's my first category. I'll do dating profiles. So I'll just put romance. I'll just put it here. So I'll just do this one there. So now I've got my categories set up. And then I'll just start adding some questions. So now I've got those, I'll just go to questions. I'll go feeling confident and I'll do a yes or no question. Actually, I'll do a sliding scale. So I'll go, how confident do you feel on a dinner date with a new person? And I'll say, let's have a 1 to 5 scale. So I've got that one. And then I'll put an add question. I'll do a multiple choice. Do you, I'll say this, which statements do you agree with? I'm sexy. I'm smart. I'm funny. There we go. So I've got those. Dating profile questions. I might do multiple choice checkbox. I'll do which dating apps do you have set up? And I'll just go and say, you know, Tinder, right? And then I'll go Bumble, right? So there, and I can give points for each. So I'm just super simple, but the most simple questions are yes, no questions. So just like yes or no questions, I'll just go, do you have a photo of yourself that you are really happy to use on a dating site? Yes gets a point, no gets that. So I'm just creating questions, really simple, and away I go. So that's starting to build my my scorecard. I'll go landing pages. I've got a main landing page already there. But if I want to build a different landing page, right, this one I just drag and drop all the photos. I can just hit that photo there and say I want to select a file. I can drop a photo in there, or I can pick a new one. So that's all easy to do. If I want to edit the text, I just go here, take your, I'll go here, take your dating up to the next level. Take your dating success up to the next level, answer 20 questions. I've got, actually, it's just 15 questions or 14 questions, right? So I want to have the button, I want it to say start the quiz. So I've got that. Enter your details below to, let's put something here to improve your dating success. All right, so I can mess with all of that pretty easily. So I'll save that. But you know what? I actually want to show you just how easy it is to start from scratch. So if I want to have a new landing page, I just go add landing page. I've got all these beautiful templates to choose from, but I'm just going to go really clever, start from blank. So I'll just go and create a blank landing page real fast. And look how simple this is. Right, so I start with a blank page, I go add section. First section I want to add a video, right? Because I'm really good on video. So I'm just going to go boom, video. That'll be my first section. And then I say, okay, now what I want to do, I want to add another section, which is about the categories that I'm going to score. So I'm just going to go and use that one. And then I want to, so I'll name my categories. So I'll put, category, I'll call this dating profiles. And then I want to put an image here. So I'm just going to go free images. I'll put dating. And I'll have a nice picture there. Well, that one looks nice. Might say, oh, that looks even nicer. Right, so I'll just put that there. So I'm starting to build that pretty quickly. I've got a video, I've got my categories, and then I probably want to have a call to action. So I'll just go add section, call to action. I'll just have get started. So let's add this one. Discover your strengths and weaknesses in dating. So I'll put that in there, get started. So now we've got my own landing page that I've just created. So look how fast that was. I just created a landing page sequence. I can change it. I can edit it. I can move it around. I can create A/B testing. I can have a look at what it looks like on mobile. So that's nice and simple. Right, so let's just go and take the quiz, right? So I've only been going for a few minutes. Oh, sorry, I haven't published it yet. Let's go back here. We'll go publish. And now I'll go and hit that. So I go there and I go, yep, ready to go. I get started. I put in Dan test at test.com. So I'll just go and it says, do you sometimes think seriously about breaking up? So I'll put in my, how confident do you feel on dinner date? Would you consider going on a couples retreat? Right, these are all the ones I didn't delete. I'm on Tinder on a scale of 1 to 5. So I'll just go through and I'll answer all these questions. I'm sexy, blah, 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 there's your relationship. So I go through, I answer it. Oh, I got an overall 50-50 score. Now I can use that space to say that I scored 60% for feeling confident, dating profiles. So I say, okay, let's have a look at the results. So very simply, I can go in there and say, I go into the builder, I go to results, I say scoring tiers. So I've got low, medium, and high. I want to say low is anything below 40, and then high is anything above 80. So I've changed my tiers. I'm going to call these unlucky in love. I'm going to call this average dating, and I'll call this super sexy dating on steroids. All right, so I've got that now. So I've saved that, and then I will say for the results, I'm going to have a look here, and I'll just simply start editing my results here. So I've said feeling confident. I'll edit the dynamic content, and I'll say unlucky in love. So if someone scores unlucky in love, I'll put here not the best you could be. We need to improve. Talk to our expert team for ways we can improve your confidence. All right, so I can put that in there. Dating profiles, we can have, you know, we can go in and edit this. We say they scored high. You are doing great. We need to discuss how we can keep up the good work. All right, so pretty simple to start editing this stuff. And then now we're building a scorecard that has dynamic content and that it starts to have some of your personality built in. So all of that was pretty easy. We just save our changes, we change the content, and now we've built a scorecard. So it's really super simple there. So you're seeing how easy it is to do that. And very easy to maintain lots of scorecards, very easy to go back through the setup guide if anything's confusing you. There's lots of videos that you can just watch. Each video is only a couple of minutes. So like, 7 minutes is the longest video there. 3 minutes is the longest video there. So very simple. We can do that. And then you can keep track of all your scorecards. When you go and actually have a look at your scorecards, you can have a look at how many people are coming in, right? So lots of simple stuff that you can do there. Okay, so that shows you how to do it. Let me finish up with a few things. Number one, I'm going to just make sure you can get yourself set up if you want to, and I'll tell you why you want to do that and how to get the $3,000 worth of bonuses. So just I've put into the chat here, there's a link in there, which is all about getting a free 30-day code. So after this session, you'll be able to get a 30-day free trial, but let me just talk you through a few more things so that you're fully ready for doing this, and then we'll take some questions. Okay, so a couple of things I want to share with you. How to follow up with prospects. So when the prospects come in, they're going to, you want to link up your Calendly, and you want to get people to book themselves into an appointment so that they can talk to you about becoming a customer or a client. And that's a great thing to do, but I'll be really honest with you. There's some more stuff you should be doing on top of that. Rather than just letting people book themselves in, you want to have a follow-up email sequence, which is why the software integrates with your typical CRM systems. So all of your major CRM systems, the software will actually push the data over to your CRM. And if you can, you want to build a customized email sequence for every single person. You can actually customize it based upon how people answer individual questions even. The other thing that is, most people hate the next tip, but it's honestly, it's the secret to making the most money. And that is book a time and call people, like actually personalized follow-up calls. We have someone on our team who is called an appointment setter. That's one of the roles. This is Sophie. She's one of our appointment setters. Sophie picks up the phone and she says something like this. Hi, Christopher, you took the key person of influence scorecard. You scored 45%. Your highest score was for pitching, your lowest score for partnerships. Would it be okay if we start talking about a few key ideas to improve? In particular, I can get you an appointment with one of our coaches who can talk to you about how to improve your score. That is a really powerful little script. Would you like to improve your score is the key question. Everyone says yes. That's a great way to actually take the initiative and book someone into a call. So when those leads come in, don't leave it more than 48 hours to follow up. Just follow up within 48 hours and you will start booking your diary solid with really hot appointments. And obviously you can choose who do you want to have an appointment with. If someone answers the questions in a way that tells you don't want to have an appointment, that's totally fine. You can now follow up just with the people who look like that'd be the right people to follow up with. So how do you get leads flowing? 7 ways to promote your scorecard. Website banners on your website. So let me show you what that looks like. Here's an example here. Donna runs something called August Recognition. She's got right up the top of her website, take the awards test. When you click on that, it takes you straight in and you start filling in the scorecard there. Another way is email signatures and email marketing. Most of you will be familiar with this, but down the bottom of your email, you can obviously put in an email signature. Would you like to improve your dating? Take the scorecard. And email marketing would just be, hey guys, we've just recently launched our email. We've recently launched our dating improvement scorecard. It's live on the website. Take the scorecard and start getting a personalized report on how to improve your dating. Social media profiles. So a lot of people are now putting their scorecard in their Twitter, or they're pinning it as a top tweet, or they're putting it in their LinkedIn as something that they've published. Podcasts, videos, and blogs. So in all of the show notes for your podcasts and your videos and your blogs, you want to make sure that you're featuring the scorecard as a call to action. When you finish a podcast, you want to say something like, if you've enjoyed that podcast, why not start taking some action, go and fill in the scorecard, and it'll tell you the top tips as to what you should be doing based upon how you answered the questions. So you can link it to your podcast, the videos and blogs, just putting it straight into the notes there. And also video and audio calls to action are very powerful. If you've got a book and a scorecard are like a match made in heaven. So this is Gabriella. She runs a fertility clinic. She's got a book called Fertility Breakthrough. Every single book encourages people to go and take the scorecard. That's her standing on top of 4,000 books that she's giving away for free, where she's actually handing those out for free. The reason she hands them out for free is every single time she gives away a book, people go onto her website, they take the scorecard. She's worked out that for every 1,000 books she gives away, it generates more than $1 million worth of new clients. So she gives away 4,000 books and she makes $4 million worth of new clients per year. So really great strategy. The next one is advertising. So basically just running ads. You'll see like Nick James here is running an ad at the moment. Are you paid fairly for your expertise? He's running that on Instagram. We've got financial planners who are running great ads about your money instincts. The financial clarity scorecard, right? So all of those are running ads. This is one in Canada called the Bunky Life. It's an Instagram ad. It says, are you ready for the Bunky Life? It's a log cabin that you can easily build in a weekend. Are you ready? Take the quiz, find out. It's been so successful they had to turn it off because they ran out of stock. This has been a really great ad campaign, which is take the scorecard and get the book. People read the book and then they take the scorecard, and it's generating so many leads that he's had to hire a team in order to deal with the leads. And then joint ventures and partnerships. So when you know how much a lead is worth to you, you can then do a joint venture and partnership. So you can tell people, go and take the scorecard, and you will you can then pay the person who does an email marketing campaign on your behalf. So let's say I did a joint venture with Simon, and I said, every single person who comes through your link will pay you £10 for every completed scorecard. So that's super easy to measure. And now, if let's say it cost me £12 to generate a lead on Facebook, I can just go and do a joint venture for £10 and then only pay for results. So joint ventures as well. So these are all listed on the back end of the system, but those are the big 7 ways to get scorecard leads. And you just want to rotate through those ways so that you've always got a steady stream of scorecard leads. ultimately the best case scenario is that you just run ads. You know, you pick an ad budget, £10 a day, £20 a day, and then you've just got leads coming in all the time. Jason says that he uses his scorecard results to generate new products. Selena says that it is the best lead generation strategy she's ever seen. So basically, it's super simple. So what do you do next? Very simply, I've put the link in the chat. I'll just put it there again. And you just go and set up an account, right? So you click the account. And if you join in the next 24 hours, so it's a special link that lasts 24 hours, here's what happens. Number one, it's totally free for 30 days. Number two, we add this little dashboard up to the top of the setup guide. And if you can achieve 30 leads in 30 days, we actually give you a prize box with all sorts of prizes. There's something from Simon in there. There's some books in there. There's some courses. All of that's in the little prize box. It's for every single person. Every single person who gets 30 leads in 30 days, you automatically get the prize box. So it's just a nice little bit bonus to give you a reward for hitting your target. And on top of that, we've got 2 people to help you. We've got Bex and Lee. If you get stuck, you can just click the help button, and the help button will automatically trigger a call with Bex or Lee, who can help set you up. So it's a really great strategy. Then once you get to the end of 30 days, you can choose, do you want to have £29 a month for 100 leads a month? Do you want £89 a month for 1,000 leads a month? Do you want £189 for 3,000 leads per month? And there's all these different packages that kind of assist you from there. But as you all said, if you're generating 100 qualified leads, it's going to generate $10,000 or more for many of you. So £29 per month gets you 100 qualified leads that you go and turn into £10,000, and away you go. If you're outside of the UK, you'll notice that the pricing is in US dollars. So you can toggle between US dollar pricing or pounds, whichever you want. If you're in the UK, you might choose pounds. If you're outside the UK, you can choose the US dollar, or I think there's even an Australian dollar option in there as well. So essentially, from me, it's been an amazing lead generator. It's generated $1 million a year or more. It took a few hours to set up, and then it really hasn't changed much for many years. For you, it costs you nothing to try it out. If it works, you'll have created a new lead generation asset for your business. If you hit 30 leads, you'll unlock $3,000 of bonuses. Going forward, you can pay $29.89 or $189 per month. So it's pretty good there. As an added bonus, I will say this for this group as well. At the moment, there are so many businesses out there that want a scorecard but don't feel confident or don't have the time to build one. We're seeing a lot of people building scorecards for established businesses, and they charge between $2,000 and $5,000. And that means they do everything. They do the whole setup and they get it all up and running. And then they hand it over to the business. So we're seeing people actually using this as a setting up company opportunity where they sell a setup for a couple of grand. And you can do a setup in a day, less than a day, but there's obviously some time to get to know the client and all of that sort of stuff and hand it over to them. But let's say it takes you a day or two. It's an easy way to present something that is of high value for the client. So there are people who are now setting these up for clients. If you do set them up for clients, set them up using your own affiliate link, and you'll get an affiliate commission on top. So you'll actually get a commission on everything that they pay across the year. And if you want to be an affiliate, you can create an account and you can actually just recommend this as a piece of software that you recommend, and you'll get an affiliate commission as well on top as well. So super simple. Join the 30 leads in 30 days challenge, create an account using that login that lasts for 24 hours. So you need to do that today or tomorrow. And then you'll be able to access those additional bonuses and that 30-day free trial. My friend Glenn, he says, Score App brings high quality leads brings revenue, revenue solves all your other problems. And I totally agree with that. So it's a great reason to be doing it. So what I'll do is I'll just jump over to Q&A and we'll just see if we've got any questions and I can answer those questions. So let me give you the link one more time. There we go. So the link is in there. And Alan says, great webinar, fantastic concept. Do you host the Scorecard software? So the Scorecard software is, it's in the cloud. It's on Score app. It's a cloud-based software. You don't have to download anything. It just, you just log in like you log into Facebook or like you log into Gmail or something like that. It's all just sits there in the cloud. So question from Pauline, is this one scorecard per month or one scorecard one-off? Basically, the basic package allows you to have one live scorecard, and you can also have what's called draft mode scorecard. So you can switch between which one's live, and you can generate 100 leads a month with that one. Or if you want to upgrade, you can have 3 live, and you can have as many drafts as you need as well. Or the top package allows you to have 10 scorecards that are live. So Lorena, if someone is just answering the questions for fun and they're not serious about it, well, you can drop them an email and say, would you like to have a conversation? If they come back and say, no, I don't want to have a conversation, well, that's fine. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But the truth is, Lorena, that if someone's answering questions, it's because they want to get a result. No one's wasting their time to the extent that they're not doing it. For example, if someone is answering a dating success scorecard, they want dating success. If someone wants to answer a weight loss scorecard, they want to lose weight. So it's well worth going for it. Fortuna says, how do I find the affiliate link on the website? Let me show you where the affiliate link is so that it's super easy for you to do that. 1 second, I'll just bring up my thing again. Okay, so let me show you where the affiliate link is. So when I go into my Score app dashboard, I go into my account, then I go in there and it says referrals. So it's got a little love heart, it says referrals. There's my affiliate link. All right, now I don't really use my affiliate link because I don't even know how I got one paid sign up, to be honest. I own the company, so I don't need to use my affiliate link. But anyway, your referral link is in there. I must have used it during a demo or something like that. But basically, your referral link's there. It shows you how many people have clicked the link, how many signups you've got, how many paid commissions you've been paid, and how many commissions you're owed. And it gives you a rolling balance there. So all of that is in the referral section. You can also have your profile. You can look at your billing, your domains, right? So you can have a look at those, how many you've connected, and then your scorecards. You can add members of your team so that other people can come in and edit your scorecards as well. So all of that is nice and easy just in your sidebar there. Okay. So if you're building for someone else, set it up in their account. So basically set up an account and then change the email, change the password for them, and then hand it over to them so that they can log in and do it. And then that becomes their account. So when you create the account for them, you set it up using their details, and you set it up with the payment plan you put on their credit card, and then you hand it over. So you give them the username and password once you've all set it up for them. And then you can add yourself as one of the members of their team so that you can always go in and edit it for them if they want. Okay, so let's have a look at any other questions. Danny has signed up for the 30-day trial. Woohoo! Nice one. Thanks, Danny. Look forward to seeing you succeed at this. Let's have a look here. I'm also not quite sure how to hand back to the team at Internet Business School. Hey, Ben, there you go.
Hey, Daniel, thank you. I think I'm just sort of jumping in alongside you here, so you don't need to actually hand back. I think yeah, I'm here next to you. So thanks for that. It was absolutely fantastic. And guys, I hope you can see the value in what's just been demonstrated, how easy it is, you know, the implications, how you could use this to really develop your leads. Like Daniel said, you know, going on and putting events on around the world at the cost of tens of thousands of pounds per time, whereas actually a tool where you can create these great, you know, lead generation scorecards and nothing to lose, you know, a 30-day free trial to explore it. And it looks super, super simple, which I think is always a bonus if like most of us, you know, you don't want to spend too much time trying to learn and do the techie side of things. And Daniel's just demonstrated a number of examples, and so really good to hear, Daniel, you know, people like Jay Shetty and Lewis Howes, who are people I highly respect and regard as well, doing great things. So it's great to see names like that sort of on board. Yeah.
And here's something cool. There are some templates that are already in the system that you could literally, if you wanted to, just launch the template, add your brand, add your colors, add your name to it, and then launch it. And it would, honestly, it would take you 15 to 30 minutes to be completely set up with your own scorecard ready to go. And you could just launch that on your social media profile as your own. And away you go. You're just generating data-rich leads super fast.
Could you just go back to the slide, Daniel, just where you show the like you said, the email signatures and on the ways that people can
the ways to promote.
Yeah. So just if you didn't already do, guys, I think important just to take
screenshot this one, maybe.
Yeah, screenshot this one. That's right.
Yeah. So website banner on your own website, email signature and email marketing, email announcement, social media profile updates, podcast videos and blogs, if you're doing those. One thing I'll tell you, if you know someone who's written a book, offer to build the scorecard for them. And then basically you design a bookmark. And then whenever they send out a book, they send it with the Take the Scorecard bookmark. And that strategy, or Take the Scorecard sticker that you put on the front of the book, that strategy is so great for authors. And most authors are making money based upon people reading the book and then wanting to work with them. So this completes the loop. It's a really cool strategy. The other thing too is if you can find existing books that are out of copyright, or that you can, you know, create a scorecard that doesn't infringe on that, that can be awesome. If people have heard the book Science of Getting Rich, you could do a Science of Getting Rich scorecard. Or if they've heard the book, you know, the Richest Man in Babylon, you could do something like that. You can do a Bible quiz if you wanted to. That's out of copyright. You can do all of that. You can run ads, joint ventures and partnerships, all of that.
Yeah, great, really good. Just sort of ways. I know a couple of questions there, like how do you get the scorecard out there? So yeah, just make a note of that, guys. Some really good tips there. So if you've got any further questions for Daniel, please just type in. But it's been really informative, Daniel, and it's a great system. And yeah, my suggestion would be, I know Simon's would be, is like, try it out, give it a go, 30-day free trial. Absolutely nothing to lose, lots to potentially gain.
Very good.
Yeah.
Question. So pretty much all the content that I presented in this webinar is in the setup guide. So right at the top, there's a little magic wand icon. You hit the magic wand icon and it will actually take you to the videos. Almost all the content that I just presented, I've presented that in the videos in the setup guide. And then you've got my co-founder, Steve, who does the technical side and actually gives you a technical video of how to do it. So you don't really need a replay of this because you can just zoom in on the thing that matters most. The videos are all in the system. So you create the account, and I've done summary videos of all of today's content in there, minus the cheesy jokes.
It wouldn't be Saturday school if we didn't deliver a few cheesy jokes, right?
Exactly. I've got a great cheesy joke, actually. My friend said that his dog can retrieve a ball from up to a mile away, but I said that sounded far-fetched.
Never lose your sense of humor, says Raymond. Absolutely brilliant. So guys, just one last time. So it's at the bottom of the feed there. Sorry, Daniel, if you just put in your link, please, just so it's at the bottom of the chat. And I'm going
one last time. We got it.
Great. And for those who asked, just if you want as well, just further to the training that I was just sharing, for those who want to go extra in depth with that, there's £150 off. You can have that for £47 literally as a gift.
Great deal.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I've sat with Simon in dozens of courses around the world, and it's interesting because obviously he's walking his talk, as are you, Daniel. And it's when it comes to push to shove, and it's interesting how, and he just really lays it down straight, and and so obviously we learn from those people around us, and hopefully we're all learning from each other today. But he always ultimately just comes down, he puts the offer on the table and he says, look, you're the business person, you've got the business. So if you're here and you're making a business decision, it's kind of black and white. It's what's the potential return on investment, and that ultimately is what it comes down to. He says, that's how I make my decision. Should I outsource this? Should I invest in this scorecard system? Should I get a new website designed? Okay, it's going to cost £2,000. What's the potential return on investment? And that's how if what I'm potentially going to get out is more than what I'm putting in, that's my business decision made. So if you've got a free trial here, guys, I should speak individually. If you've got this free trial, have a play with it, see if you like it, see if you can make it work, see if it resonates with you, put a scorecard or two in place. And if so, brilliant, absolutely nothing to lose.
And I'll just say one thing there's only one tip that I've got for everyone, which is don't overcomplicate it. When you get into the system, I'll just say this because it popped into my head. When you get into the system, you're going to see that there's so many bells and whistles. You could create an all singing, all dancing scorecard that has a live PDF creator that generates PDFs that are based upon how every question gets answered. You could genuinely spend all this time writing thousands of words worth of choose your own adventure content. But the best performing scorecards, they're normally about 12 questions. They're one or two categories. It's simple information that you give people at the end, and then you ask them to book a time to talk to you, or to book into your diary, or to buy something. And honestly, the ones that I see that the ones that people get frustrated is where they try to massively overcomplicate it, and they forget what they're trying to do is use the scorecard to avoid talking to people, or to avoid, just having a simple human interaction. The best, most successful scorecards, they're like 12 questions. Huge, people love them. They're nice and easy, and they've kept it simple, and it works really well.
Great. Yeah, good advice there. Don't overcomplicate things. KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
I'm not calling you stupid. Keep it simple.
Anyone who missed it, basically all the key points are in if you click the link, create an account, all the key points are in the setup guide.
Okay, and I've just got, hi Ben, what about the Tony Robbins bonus link, please? Okay, so Dan, if you just keep talking for 2 minutes and let me just see if I've actually got this link on my computer, and I'll actually add it in now.
So I'll say a few things. Number one, you heard the saying, data is the new oil. If I was in 2007 and I was talking to a business, I would say it's imperative that you become a media business, that you think like a media business, that you put video content, and that you put social media out there, that you put podcasts out there. Because in 2007, the big game changer for businesses was media. And then everyone thought that that it would be weird for a hair salon to think like a media business, or it would be weird for a business coach to think like a media business. And today, the most successful hair salons and business coaches are all the ones that think like media businesses. Now, what's happened now is that if I'm talking to a business today, I'm saying you need to think like a data business. You need to think data analytics. And most people go, oh, but I don't know how to think like a data business. Just like people didn't know how to think like a media business in 2007. The next big trend is data. Like, everything's about data. Data adds value to your business. Having a very data-rich database makes you a more valuable, more successful company. If you look at the US presidential elections, they're trying to win based upon who can collect the most data. Data is the big advantage. Now, as it stands right now, Facebook owns all the data in the world, and they know everything about everyone. And the key thing you want to do with your business is have a proprietary data set. So you want to own your own data so that you've got your own database ready to set up. You don't want to be stuck where I know people, by the way, are genuinely one step removed. Know some people who had 60,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. They happen to mention a few key words that you're not allowed to mention on YouTube, and they got suspended. And they've put 5 years worth of time building up 60,000 followers, and they got suspended. Now they ended up getting unsuspended, but isn't it interesting that that shows you what it's like when you don't own your data? If they cut you off, you're off. So you want to have your own proprietary data, that you own your own database, and you want to move people across onto your own database there. So Ben, you want me to keep talking? I can talk all day.
Yeah, just another couple of minutes. So I'm just finding the file, Dan. Thank you.
No worries. So just talking practical terms, our scorecard has generated millions of pounds per year. Very, very simple follow-up process. So if you miss that, essentially every region that we're in, we run ads. Do you want to improve? The ads are simple. Do you want to improve your influence in your industry? I think our most successful ad has a headline that says, "Your ability to succeed depends upon your ability to influence. Find out your influence score today." We target that ad at entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, aged 35 to 55. That's our targeting. It's not particularly clever. And we've just been running those ads for 5 years. And basically people click the ad, they take the scorecard, and that's the beginning of working with people. And that's, we now have a global business. We're a multi-million-pound business at Dent Global. We've got an office in Sydney, Toronto, and London. And our primary way of generating business is scorecards. So we are a scorecard-driven business. We used to be a big event-driven business. We used to spend £30,000 per day running big events. We don't do that anymore. We don't have to do that anymore. Our ability to succeed in COVID during the last 2 years was down to the fact that we had really simple ways to generate customers, where people fill in a scorecard and then talk to our team. So it's a cracking opportunity. For any of you that are very early stage businesses, I really want to encourage you, go out there and build scorecards on behalf of established business. Talk to an established business that doesn't have time to do this, and basically say, hey, look, I can build you a scorecard. Cost about £1,500, £2,000, £3,000 to set it up. And then I hand it to you. If you want, I can then run the ads. And it's a great product that you can literally be out there talking to people and show them what a scorecard looks like, demo it for them, and then say, would you like us to build you one? We'll do all the work. So I've got one of our scorecard builders just built one for an accounting firm. It's a really simple little scorecard about business metrics. Is your business going to succeed? Take our expert scorecard. They charged the accounting firm £2,500 to generate it. Took them a day, about a couple of hours to go and research, and then a couple of hours to build it, and then a couple of hours to hand it over to the accounting firm. So £2,500 for essentially a day of work to build them a scorecard. And then they're now working with that accounting firm to run the ads and to get people taking the scorecard every month. The accounting firm's actually really happy with that. They didn't want to go and learn how to make a scorecard. They just wanted someone else to do it for them. They wanted to keep their accountants doing accounting work. So super happy to just pay for someone to do it. Every established business coach should have a scorecard. Anyone who sells services, an IT services business should have a scorecard. If you deal with corporates love scorecards. So super simple there. Let me check the questions. By the way, if you don't have a business and you're thinking of starting a business, one of the best things you can do is create a MVP, a minimum viable product. And that is one of the best MVPs is a scorecard. So you essentially test to see whether your idea is a good idea, and see whether people would engage. If you can get people to fill in a scorecard, you can obviously get them to become clients. If you can't get people to fill in a scorecard, there's no point building a business, because if they're not going to fill in a scorecard, they're not going to buy from you. So let's say I was thinking about setting up as a life coach, I would start with a life coaching scorecard. If I was thinking about setting myself up as a marketing expert, I might start with a marketing scorecard. That's going to be my fastest, easiest way to test what kind of people resonate with me, whether I'm likely to, build any business. And you could do that with anything. You could do, pet grooming scorecard. You could do, an IT security scorecard. Anything that you've got as a business idea, test the idea with a minimum viable product as a scorecard.